Hi, I'm Mikey Powell. I'd love to talk to you about my new song, You Never Break Your Promises. I'd love to teach you how to play it, tell you the story behind the song. So if you're sitting comfortably, then we will begin. So, You Never Break Your Promises started its life in a worship session in a songwriting retreat up in Scotland. I was not leading any worship, I was just in the congregation. And I had this idea come to me, and I had to run up to my room and record a quick voice memo on my phone so I didn't forget it. And it was just this repeating phrase, you never break your promises. And since then, the song has gone on a number of iterations, quite a wild journey to reach the place it is right now. Even this past year, as we've been recording it, I've changed a couple of things. That often happens with songs. I think it's completely unrecognizable from that very first voice memo. But what remains is this idea of God's faithfulness, this idea that he never breaks his promises, and that is a theme worth repeating. But of course, how do we play it? That's the real question. So this one I do in E minor. As ever, trying to make it so that it can transpose it and do it in different keys if you need to for your voice. It's a little bit more difficult, I will admit, with this one. Some of the chords get a little bit quirky if you do them in different keys. But I think the best way probably of doing it would be to do it in B minor, and then you can use a capo, do it on capo 1 or 3 probably works. If you're female vocals, that's in C minor or D minor. But we were doing it in E minor today. Again, similar to the last song, there is this little intro which is really cool but not very useful if you're trying to launch into it on a Sunday morning. So if I were doing it live, I'd probably start off with this sort of E minor to D, kind of rocking back and forth. Just like that, and you can make that big, you can make that quite muted. And so in the verses, there's this sort of back and forth between the vocal line, and then there's a little kind of riff in between, which you can do a bit with. And it's, the thing about the verses on this one, on the record, is there's not a lot of chords being played, they're kind of implied. So what we'll do today is, might not match up exactly with the record, but it's what I play if I'm just by myself with an acoustic guitar. So while you're singing, you have this E minor, and then you go to the A minor, and then in between, go E minor to the D, just like the intro. Sounds like this. You are not a man that you should lie. Your word will always stand and never die. So what you can do there, if you've got a full band, you can have them drop out for the vocal parts or have just the drums or percussion going and then come back in for the big bits, or you can just make them go muted. What I'm trying to do there is play a little bit more muted when I'm singing and then open it up a little bit more in between each one, just to give a little bit of contrast throughout the verse. That's how the verse goes. Then we've got this little pre-chorus vibes here. So it goes to the C, to a G, and you go to a D, and then end with the A major. They're not A minor. Watch out for that. A major. So that sounds like this. And all I have needed, your hand has provided. And then you can launch straight into the chorus from there, which is nice and easy. You got an E minor to C, to A minor, to B minor, like this. You never break. You never break your promises, and you never break your promises. So that is the chorus there. Then you got the verse again, same as before, and then the bridge. The bridge gets a little bit weird chord-wise. It's pretty cool, but a little bit more difficult. But nothing that's too hard to play in this key anyway. So you start off with the A minor, and then you go to a D. From there to a G, and to a C. Back to the A minor again. This time you go to an F. Don't worry about the full bar chord, I just pull my thumb around the top. It's cheating, but it sounds better. And then you go to a B7 to end with there. So altogether that sounds like this. We will put our trust in you, for everything you say and do is wise and kind and trustworthy and true. And that builds up straight back into the chorus. You never break. And that's basically the whole song. So you've learned it. It's nice and easy, see? And if you want to hear the whole thing, all the way through, then just click the link below or above and you can hear the full acoustic version in these beautiful woods.